He gets in touch, then he doesn't, you have contact, he blocks you, he pulls away, you're in a relationship, then you break up again, then you're back together. It's a constant back and forth, on, off, on, off. And you ask yourself seriously, what's wrong with you? What's going on here? Maybe you even wonder, is it because of me? But your special someone, your counterpart, doesn't say anything either. Your desired partner, your sweetheart, you don't get any answers. And for you, it's just one big question mark. That's what we're going to take a look at today. Clarity about what's happening in the collective, for the collective inside your special someone's heart, why there's this constant back and forth, back and forth. And maybe you tell yourself, this is driving me crazy. Then you have contact again. And you basically assume, okay, it'll last a few days, maybe a few weeks, and then he's gone again. And you say to yourself, but I really want some stability, some clarity, what's going on. As I said, is it because of me? That question comes up inside you. Will anything stable ever develop at all? But mainly the question is, why this strange back and forth? And that's what we're going to look at now collectively. We're tapping into the most present energy of the moment. And, collective readings person cards are gender neutral. This is your counterpart, whether male or female. And a collective reading can't always resonate 100% with everyone. But I know you always pick out what's right for you. Your puzzle piece, it can also always be the case that nothing applies to you at all. And it doesn't matter when you watch the video. If it's the right thing for you in this moment, it doesn't matter how old the video is. And now, first of all, a very, very warm hello, a big loving and tight hug to all of you. You are so truly wonderful. And please believe me, your kind comments mean so incredibly very much to me. And I just want to say that first and foremost, I want to welcome a new channel member. Thank you so, so much to all the new channel members for choosing to join. And once a week, there's a raffle for a 30-minute phone reading, or sometimes 2 or 3. And then also in the coming week from the big deck, just a love reading. And your comments, I want to come back to that. Nowhere so wonderfully loving. Your appreciation, what I read again yesterday, truly touched my heart. And yes, I wholeheartedly accepted the compliment, my dear. And I thank everyone who also commented on it. And these appreciative words mean so incredibly much to me. And I can't even put into words what it always stirs up inside me. And truly, it doesn't pass me by, not at all, no way. And life has taught me so much. And these are really, really tiny little things. Waking up beautifully in the morning is something huge for me. Being able to experience a new day, and very small things, are enormous because they are so beautiful. And every single moment. And now I'm sending you all a heartfelt hug once again. So now let's just take a look. We're tapping into the energy of person of the heart. Why this constant back and forth? What's going on there? Let's see. There was actually a bit too many. No, I'll shuffle again. All right. Now though. Okay, we have the Five of Swords. This particular card indicates that there are very strong and undeniable conflicts visible with your person of the heart, suggesting a significant struggle or disagreement in your relationship. And there's also a sense of discord to be seen. You might sometimes, often, or always feel like he's an egoist, where you also sometimes think like, is he being serious right now? Is this somehow a dig at me? That's the kind of vibe he might be giving off at times. But let's take a look at what that's all about. In any case, it's very, very, very much about relationships. And there's a conflict there when it comes to relationships. That's a main issue with your special someone. And now let's take a closer look at that. So then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So on the one hand, I really sense this focus on material things. So this focus on everything material. And with your special someone, I see that, yes, they'd really like to trust, but there's something that keeps blocking them. And then he becomes negligent with himself. He says, okay, I need to be reasonable. Reason is also shown very strongly here. But basically, deep down inside, what really matters to him is care, joy, and being grounded, and also learning to trust. Your special someone is dealing with major issues. Learning to trust. So, and maybe that's where this back and forth comes from. But why, what exactly is going on inside him, why he acts the way he does, we will definitely get clarity on that for sure. So let's see what else we have. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. With the Knight of Swords, it also shows that there is always this independence. So you'll notice it too. Maybe it's susceptible to influence. Coldness is shown from time to time. Maybe some impulsiveness, always this up and down, up and down. Sometimes very communicative. And sometimes you wonder, has someone influenced him now? Goodbye, he's gone again. And here it's like there's this fire in this independence. But with independence, that's what keeps pulling him back in, like a kind of undertow. Because if we look at everything together, we see that your heart has a lot of fears when it comes to people. So I have quick reactions there. Always, this belly, is he here? He's gone again. But now it gets interesting because what's really going on there, there's quite a lot happening inside him or her regarding all of this. And now let's take a look. So, all right, with this person close to your heart, I can see it very clearly again here. The fears are deeply rooted. Trust is a central focus. So that's a really big issue. Being able to build this trust, to actually trust her, or she wants to, because the longing is shown to be very strong, but there's always this blockade. This blockade is very strong here. The uncertainty and this conflict, this inner conflict, the conflict with oneself. And then comes the uncertainty. Withdrawal out of fear of disappointment. Fear, withdrawal, disappointment, uncertainty, his self-confidence or her self-confidence. But here I see it completely lying way down. With your special someone, this mistrust is also very strong. There's trust, but it's a burden for him. Being able to grasp trust, to really let go, is a huge issue. Again and again, withdrawal out of uncertainty. And your special someone, if you've noticed, somehow you met each other and then you say, hey, wow, this is fantastic, really great. But you sense that there's something there, something dormant that he or she maybe isn't saying. And there's always this withdrawal, as I said, whether it's during meetings, in contact, in writing, whether it's a voice message or however and whatever, just contact in general. And he keeps avoiding the whole thing again and again. You might also notice or have noticed this closed off attitude during conversations. Whenever you got close to that area with your loved one where you thought, wow, maybe now he's opening up, there's just this little bit there. You wanted to support him. But that support gets blocked. No, everything's fine. Everything's okay. I'm fine. I'm doing great. And this statement, I'm fine. I'm doing great, that's definitely a lie. Outwardly, there's clearly this sense of being closed off, of showing something different to the outside world. So not really letting anyone look inside. Your loved one has some very strong issues from the past, and here a strong need for closeness is also showing up. So really, I see some major issues with your loved one that are rooted in the past. Whatever happened well, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, and then there's always this panic, this fear of making the wrong decision, letting you get close up to a certain point, letting him get close, not letting him get close, and then bam again. This on, off, on, off. Always retreating again and again. And with you, it's like this. I see a clear line, you know. You are solution oriented, you are supportive. And you feel like it just keeps repeating over and over and over again. Your special someone, your soulmate, has seen this warmth, this affection from you, and that triggered pressure in him. Pressure. And with that, it's like, oh my God. Withdrawal, pressure. There's a point he's reached where he doesn't know how to react because you've hit exactly the right spot with your soulmate. And with you, I also see that basically you want change. You want, where is it now? Oh, can you still see it now? Exactly. You want, what I see very clearly with you is that you have love, you have this honesty, you have this openness. You wanted this stability, this bigger change, and you still want it. But you are, well, you can see it, right? Yes. But you're still in this withdrawal where you yourself say you've pulled back for now because you can't take it anymore. Which I can absolutely understand, this constant back and forth, because you've given love, you've given honesty, you're solution oriented. And for you, it's not just some farce where you say, hey, all right, cool time, and then goodbye, and you're gone. No, for you, much more has happened, something stable. And you are honest about your feelings and say that you just can't handle it anymore. These constant withdrawals over and over again. And you also have the feeling that maybe you're doing something wrong. But after this reading, I can tell you, you are definitely not doing anything wrong here because you're special. Someone is dealing with some major issues. And why does this keep happening? This withdrawal is clearly visible. You radiate a lot of love, warmth. And for your special someone, it was just too much. He does find it beautiful, that's true. But this wave hit him so strongly that he felt pressured by it. And he had fear of doing something wrong. Because deep down, your special someone has a very strong fear of loss. Fear of loss. And this is how I see it. Your special someone, you two are in contact, and now things are getting intense. He is currently in the process because if you look at what's coming from your side, there's a lot of love, a lot of warmth, a lot of affection, and above all, the willingness to let go. And it's this letting go that scares him, the fear of getting hurt, the fear of being hurt, of being abandoned, because being abandoned is an enormous burden for your special someone. And that's the big issue. When Mia or she keeps withdrawing again and again, that's exactly the point where he realizes, oh my God, I'm just about to let myself fall here. To completely open up and reveal what's really going on with him. And that's the big issue. And that's where he's afraid of being abandoned. From the past, this is an enormous burden for him, and he's absolutely terrified of it. So let me just say this. According to this reading, there's a clear tendency that it really goes all the way back to childhood. Because I also sense a very strong burden on your special someone in every area. He has to look good, he can't do anything wrong, he can't make any mistakes, he always has to make the right decision. He needs to be seen. I see this entertainer quality in him. Pure entertainment in the outside. Hey, everything's great, everything's awesome, being seen, and I'm amazing. But he keeps trying to stay in control. This is a person in this collective reading. It's about someone who needs to be in control. Control, so as not to be controlled himself, he has to have it in his own hands. He withdraws because he's afraid you'll put an end to things. And to prevent that, he does it himself. He suffers like Christ on the cross. Honestly, after this reading, I see him completely suffering. Here it is. These are his issues. This is his psyche. This is his inner world. And these are his greatest fears. Here I see that he was conditioned by the past, whether it was relationships, no matter how, whether family or interpersonal relationships, friends or life partners. It was all about money. That's how I end up with Heart Connections. And there it's always disappointment again and again. He trusted deeply, trusted implicitly, trusted completely, and perhaps was financially taken advantage of, because I clearly see that particular area here. Yes, and then I see dishonesty, he was lied to. He was very controlled, always this control again and again. No matter what maybe you'll say now, yes, that's true. Somehow it always felt strange. He questions so much because trust is a huge issue, because he was lied to so many times. Those are his issues. He shows you that on the outside, but not really. You feel that something is there, but he doesn't show it. And that's his protective wall that he always puts up. So that's a really thick barrier he's built around himself, just so no one can look inside. And he always plays it safe there. Absolutely not getting hurt, because those are wounds that really hit home. Of course, you want to say, but I'm completely different. Yes, you really are. And that's the world your sweetheart has gotten to know. But he's afraid to completely let go, because this has really shaped him. As I said, he gets in touch with you, you have contact, maybe you even meet up, and then poof, from 1 second to the next, he's gone. He shows you coldness. They're always knee-jerk reactions. Nothing here is planned. There's no strategy behind it. It's simply a knee-jerk reaction because it overwhelms him again. That's when he really feels his heart, which then speaks to him and says, hey, hello, look, here I am. And now things are moving full speed ahead. So, and then wow, better to pull back before I get hurt again. And that's what has shaped him. That's what has shaped your loved one. That's why he keeps withdrawing again and again. Yes, and for some, I also see dishonesty here. It's showing up here, but that's because, yes, that's just how it is. She's hard. It's almost like it's under protective custody sometimes. Somehow it's as if it's locked away and he pulls back and really suffers because of it. It's not that he says, okay, I don't really care. Even if it might seem that way, it's not the case. Because inside, things look completely different for him. Your loved one is completely torn apart. I see him very sad. I see him very disappointed. I see that trust again and again, these difficulties with trust. There's always this blockage that's present here. But deep down, he knows that you're absolutely amazing. He can't forget you either. So no matter how long you haven't had contact now, no matter what is being shown to him now, deep inside, what I see here, what's going on inside him or her is truly love for you, this connection. And your loved one doesn't know this feeling. This is uncharted territory for him. He can't forget you either. He has, well, let me put it this way. Whenever he sees different things from you or something related to you, a smile always appears on his face. It could also be that he sometimes looks for a message from you or maybe your photo or something like that. And then something pops up that reminds him of you. And then that smile comes and then that touch to his heart returns. Or maybe he sees a car that you also have, or one that you might like to have, or one you've always wanted and really like. That memory keeps coming back. And that's something he's not familiar with. With all his exes, he always closed the chapter for good. It was over. He was totally hurt, totally disappointed. And that was it. Cut. End of story. And there was no going back. And then it was checked off. But the scar runs deep. And that's how it was in many relationships. As I said, it doesn't matter interpersonal, life partnership. And then you come along. So maybe there was also a relationship between you two. It ends, cut. But he can't forget you. He keeps coming back again and again and again. So I keep seeing this repetition because he can't forget you. Sometimes it drives him totally crazy because he wonders what's going on. But in any case, I see a change here because his heart, this love, it's deep and it's getting even deeper. So I see development here. I see a slow development within him. As I said, it doesn't matter. Even if you see or notice something completely different right now, inside him, something is being worked on. And this kind of work is that love, the heart has the greatest power, love. And his feelings for you are deepening more and more. And he will seek contact with you again. He will also seek closeness to you. And especially if there is currently a break between you, a connection wants to be reestablished here. Here it's about building trust, because your special someone will reach the point where he realizes he can trust you. It's a bit of an obstacle course that I see here with your special someone, but I see a transformation, a major change, and I see things turning for the better. Because your special someone knows that he is allowing himself to feel happiness again, and knows that he can experience it fully with you because you bring him joy. You make him happy. He can let himself go with you. But as I said, even if you're in contact again, he might keep withdrawing from time to time. I also see repetition here. I don't see it often, but now we're back in a period where timing is an issue. But I do see that every contact with you always touches his heart again. And then it all starts over again. He can't help it. It's like a boomerang. It always comes back again and again and again. It's a cycle that just keeps repeating, that never ends. The whole thing spins endlessly. And even if you throw the boomerang away, meaning you have no contact with him, boom, it comes back again. Then those feelings come back again. And that quick reaction to reach out to you. So, and then we have again, the contact between you two is there again. And with it, the heart is touched once more. And it's always a cycle that never gets broken. Because there's a connection between you two that is very, very intense. You'll also feel something you've never felt before. Even just when you first made the contact, you're like, what is it about this person? I don't know, this feeling where you yourself even doubted a bit. Is this even right? Is there something wrong with you? It's never been like this before. Always completely different with other relationships, other connections. But you already felt that solidity, that stability, that sense of arriving. As I said, the withdrawal is just his own issue. He pushes it all away. He'd rather end things before he gets hurt. And then he suffers because of it. And those are his issues. That's because he's really been through a lot. I mean, I don't really see him as an innocent little angel here. So he's also a bit of a crap stirrer at times. But considering all the messes he's made and the little piles he's left here, I do see, though, that he's going to pull himself out of this. Because, as I said, he can't fight against it forever. And it's you. There's no one else here. No matter, as I said, what's showing up for him right now. So let's take a look then. All right, we have a major arcana card, which I think is really nice. We have a major arcana. Empress. Empress, we have the Empress. So we have growth. We have growth and sensuality. And it's like this. Your special someone is beginning the journey of finding a relationship with themselves. And also growth in the relationship with you. Because here it also means that love is blossoming. I told you here, and here it's confirmed again, love is blossoming. And it's like this, he is allowing love in and wants to live that love with you. Because here it's about coming out of withdrawal, out of all this material focus and out of this secrecy, whatever this big secret was here. He will open up to you. He wants to, this is his journey that is beginning. Whether you join him on this journey together with him is entirely up to you. Your decision, and I know you will act intuitively and decide for yourself what you want to do. In any case, as I said, here we have growth. It's also moving into abundance as far as both of you are concerned. And above all, your beloved is accepting his inner self, these feelings. He is allowing it. He is also completely letting go of this coldness. That is leaving entirely, because I see the change happening there. Change in the domestic sphere. This also means he's working a lot on himself. And I don't mean with the same focus as you might have. but somehow little impulses keep coming up where he lets go of something else. It could also be that he completely clears out his house or apartment, whatever it may be, and then he really gets the urge and says, just get rid of the old stuff because he wants to let go of it. He might be a bit startled by it though, wondering, wait, what's going on with me now? Because he doesn't recognize this about himself. But he allows it now. He doesn't resist anymore. And then, in terms of communication, you'll notice that the contact lasts longer, or maybe there will be a setback. Maybe it used to last a few days, or what used to take a few weeks now only takes a few days, and then from a few days it goes down to just a few hours. And that's when stability comes in. So that's how I observe this development. Now let's look at the coins again. We have the 5 of coins. This also means that things are moving towards security. Of course, your loved one still has fierce fear of loss and fear of rejection. That's part of it, but he will overcome that too. And out of insecurity into security. And that's actually a really big issue for him, that he feels unloved. And that's why he's always seeking attention from the outside. But here we have absolute growth. That's what the cards show. It's about growth, growth in love, which, as I said, I find absolutely amazing. Love is blossoming. And something is developing there. Something wants to develop between the two of you, mainly from his side. He will try to reconnect with you again, and you will feel it. So lean back and just observe. A heartfelt hug to all of you, and I wish you a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. Goodbye.